After the Youth Olympic Games, Tampines Bike Park is open to the public and the sport of BMX racing has garnered more interest. Riders, young and old, visit the track to practice, and there are races held locally and in the region for these riders to peak their skills. Some riders train on their own, while some train in a team, under the tutelage of a cycling coach. With his experience as a professional cyclist and national coach, Ramlan has been active in the cycling scene.
My name is Ramlan. I am owner and founder of Precision Sports Training. We're a company established in 2004 and with the goal of providing sports education to our clientele. The company is founded on four main principles, or rather four main areas. The first area is in coaching, second area is in education and training, the third area we do a small area in retail, and finally we maintain a team which we call Precision Cycle Racing Team. So I kind of left school for a while to pursue cycling full time, but I never really kind of lost touch with school, and I spent the evenings going to school and furthering myself. This carried on for several years, and eventually I got a sponsorship with a well-known company here in Singapore, and that allowed me to further my cycling education. I discovered very quickly that I also have a passion for coaching, and it was at that point that we decided for me to switch into coaching and to further my studies in coaching. That was 1983. So it was a natural journey from competitive cycling and into PE, learning about PE, and obviously picking up the skills as a PE teacher as well as a coach. It was quite a journey. Time management becomes very important because you still have to put in many hours of training. I ride about 2 or 3 hours daily, and on top of that, having to go to school and having to also manage some coaching duties. So it was quite a balancing act. Just before graduating from NIE, I was selected as the national coach for Singapore for cycling to the 1985 SEA Games. We did pretty well there, and after the games, I managed, and graduating from NIE, I also managed to secure a place at the University of Oregon. So my journey next took me to America. The intention was to stay there for 3 years. One thing led to another, and I ended up 16 years in America. Basically picking up skills in business, in PE, and also in management. There were some immediate challenges for students to go overseas to study. The obvious one would be financial. The financial burden would be quite extensive to provide, to make sure that you have enough money to last you through the 2, 3 or 4 years of study in the States. There are also issues with families, being close to families, and also issues with adapting to life in a foreign country. I came back to Singapore in 2002. I got married in 1997, and my wife followed me to the US. So we lived as a married couple for about 5 years. In total, I stayed there 16 years, of which 11 I was working. We decided to come back to Singapore in 2002 when our son was about a year and a half. At that point, there were a lot of factors that led us to the decision. One was because of our son. We wanted him to have a Singapore education for his early education. And also for family reasons. Our parents were getting old at that time, both on my side and my wife's side, and I thought, well, we should re-establish our roots back in Singapore. Introducing a PE degree in Singapore, I think, would be the next step forward for sports. At this point, the opportunities in that area as far as further education is concerned is quite limited, only to NIE. I understand that there are other providers that will be coming into the area in the future. This in itself shows the level of interest within the community to develop that area and the job opportunities that would be available in the future. Just a PE degree is not enough. To survive well in the business environment in Singapore, you would also need to couple that PE degree with areas in business, in management, in psychology. So plans like what UNISIM has in introducing Bachelors in Physical Education with minors in business or in management or in psychology would be right on that path.
Passion, determination, and vision drove Ramlan to be where he is now. A sports education can be the stepping stone towards your dreams.